And welcome to our special Labor Day coverage of the election, where NTD's Iris Tao sits down in Wisconsin with a special panel of independent voters, still evaluating which ticket to throw their support behind. What's top of mind for these nonpartisan voters? Let's hear their stories and why it's not an easy decision for them.
So first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to come here. We really appreciate it. So first, about the election, we're just 2 months away from November. Raise your hand if you plan to vote but still have not decided who to vote for. Okay. And what's about the two candidates right now that make you feel still undecided about them?
I haven't gotten enough information that I feel that I would be satisfied with. Negativeness of all that goes on really affects me a lot, and I honestly, the more that I hear negative from certain ones, actually they're losing my vote. This country is failing it because of that type of thing. So it's just not enough there for me to believe what's being said.
And you think that's for both of them?
Yes, I'm seeing enough negative both ways.
Well, I am ready to vote, like 100% at this point for Kamala Harris.
But right now, yes, I know who I'm going to vote for.
And who would that be?
Trump.
I'm still undecided on this because I'm still waiting for more facts. Harris hasn't released any of things about her policy yet. You're possibly going to be the first woman president. You show up for your first interview with a man. Show up by yourself and do the interview and stand in your own two shoes. And I didn't see that from her. I haven't ruled her out completely, but I want to see more from her because she's new now, right? Biden just bowed out how long ago? And so people are just getting to know her. Nobody really ever knows who the vice president is until they step on the platform.
And what makes you undecided now?
Undecided because there's so much that she has not said her policies yet. I mean, it seems like she just hits the tip of the iceberg, and there's nothing to follow up with the rest, what she wants to do or where she wants to lead this country. She should have been by herself. She shouldn't need her wingman, if you want to say there. She's, with her past job experience, with the attorney and everything, she should be out there, right in your face, going, "This is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to accomplish it." And she hasn't. I mean, she's like leading that carrot in front of you, and you're supposed to keep on running and not going to give it to you till the end. I need all the facts out there before I decide. So that's why I'm undecided.
Tell us the top 2 issues for you in this election and any reason that they matter to you personally.
The border is number one. There's so many that are coming over, and we don't, there's the crime, I think, is escalated because of it, as I've been watching the news. The other one is probably economics. I'm retired now, and everything just keeps on going up, and it doesn't seem like it's going to end.
I would say the border also, the sex trafficking that's going on of these young children and women. You've got these Venezuelan gangs coming in now that they show taking over apartment buildings. What are you going to do if somebody, like I was saying to Robin, what are you going to do if somebody shows up at your house, 6 guys with guns, and tells you to get out of your own home? Call the police? Are you kidding? We need a lot more security and a lot more protection from our government on that issue, which starts at the border. I think my second issue would also be the economy, gas prices, because it all kind of starts with gas prices. So I think kids today look for handouts a lot, and not, of course, not all children, but you have a majority of people who say, well, they've given it all to us. The government's always given us stuff. Why should they stop now? So that's a huge one.
I agree. I'm concerned about our national debt. I'm afraid we're losing control of our country and somebody else is going to be owning us. And definitely, abortion is a big one for me too, because I feel like little babies waiting to be born have the same DNA until their natural death, and I think that's something that's kind of being overlooked, the value.
I think the top ones are, like, I totally agree with the economy and stuff, but education and abortion. I have been a teacher. I agree. The teaching system has fallen. My kid, I feel like, I mean, wonderful kid, but I don't think that she's equipped with what I was when I left high school. I'm actually ex-military, and I have forever thought, why doesn't everybody have to do something like this? Maybe not military, but why isn't there like an AmeriCorps, something that you have to serve? Because if you live in this country, how are you helping this country? And I have a huge issue with people who are just, they don't volunteer. And I mean, the abortions, I don't like women dying when they have babies who are dying inside of them and they won't let them take it out. That's ridiculous.
I don't disagree with anything I've heard at all. I completely agree. Big ditto. But other things I am concerned about is what's happening around the world, what the battles. Where are we going to be next year? Are we going to be sending our soldiers out or not?
Well, it seems like, although not everyone is, voting the same direction potentially, but there are common concerns among Americans: the border, the economy, world conflicts, safety, and crime. So let's dive into some of these issues more. First, about the economy. Raise your hand if you think the economy right now is better than it was 4 years ago. And now, raise your right hand if you think Trump will make your family's financial situation better. And raise your left hand if you think Harris's policies will. Don't raise your hand if you think neither of them will be able to change it.
I don't think either of them are going to do anything unless they bring on some real drastic something, either of them. Because I don't know if it's true or they're lying, but it seems like with Trump, spending went up. And it seems like Democrats kind of bring it back down, and then we get a Republic, and they kind of, but then they're the ones who say big government, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, I don't know. I do not understand all of that. So I don't think either of them will change it.
I'm not sure where Amy was going with her comment, but when Trump was president, gas prices were lower because we were energy independent. We didn't buy our gas from other countries. We sold them gas. So when you start with gas prices, everything else kind of trickles down. Food was a lot cheaper. I'm not a huge Trump fan, but his policies for economic were great. It used to be, why can't your parents feed you at home? Well, because the government started all these programs, now you have this generation used to that and are expecting that from people. So it's almost like the government is taking over taking care of your children with a lot of the programs that they put into place.
I agree.
Yeah, and I know some families need it because of the economy. I knew a guy who had 3 children. He worked 2 jobs. He didn't have a really great job, but he provided for the family as much as he could, but he still needed some assistance. I didn't have a problem with that because he was trying as hard as he could. That's what the programs are for, not for somebody who's not even going to try and help themselves.
Do you think Vice President Kamala Harris's proposals, though, when it comes to health care, benefits, other programs like you're talking about, would that make the situation better or worse?
I'm not sure what her policies are yet because she hasn't really stated them. If she stays, because she, that carrot he was talking about, she dangles that. She'll say, well, she's going to change certain policies, but she hasn't said what. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden was asked, well, what do you think Kamala Harris is going to do about changing your policies? His comment was she would never do that. She's hinting she will do that, but which ones? I'd really like to hear what she's going to do, what she's going to change, what she's going to propose. I don't know what she's waiting for. I don't know why she hasn't put that out there. I mean, that's on her.
I feel most of those programs are going to cost money, and we're not in a position to come up with any more money without borrowing and getting farther into debt. So we need to address the economical issue first.
Thank you for watching the Capitol Report. If you want to see our full broadcast, check us out at epochtv.com.